Woo. Spider. Sex. Yeah. 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 The price I want for a show, you gon' need 3 promoters. I got the body from Jim Ellis, but I had switched the motor. I got these badass bitch running around this bitch named all the coders. Yeah. I just told her make a story. Yeah. I just bought all the Trojans. Yeah. I told her style my mix. Yeah. I told her stop telling everything she seen and told her meet me at the Ritz. Let's go. I got baguettes in the back of my ring and I went in trying to hit. I told her she gotta run to the team before she can talk to the lit. Before she can talk to the lamb chop. I just pulled up in some food. I told her mama tie all my shoes. Showed her 2 million cash, now she woozing. 20 watches and I'm still snoozing. I had came up out the trenches, then I had beat a few bodies like Boosie. She said you Merkle, I show you my coochie. I had to sing to this bitch like Latusi. Yeah.
What it is, what it do, what's poppin'? It's your boy Marquise Q coming to you with another live podcast episode.
Yo, what's good in the hood? It's your boy Raider Rashawn. We back.
What's up, y'all? Juwan McClam in the house.
And it's your boy Easy E capping things off. What's good, fellas?
What's up? This is the first official episode of the new rebrand of the Way to 8. I know y'all boys saw that.
Yes, sir. They seen it.
Can't deny it.
Fuck with us.
New day.
Bro, like I always say, bro, I've been saying this from the jump. Well, not from the jump, but like ever since, we hit a couple big milestones. We had the South Carolina playlist, we dropped, a couple days ago or like a couple weeks ago. I think after, Carolina Buzz TV and another platform reposted us, I commented, I said new era. And I think people were really thinking that, I was playing. But when I said new era, I really meant that shit for real.
I see. Bro, how y'all boys feel like actually, because, we started the actual like Instagram or social media, like the actual platform in like May.
Right.
Already got like 800 followers, so that's solid. Even though we ain't been like we right up under a year, so I think that's pretty solid.
And what the audience don't know is we haven't even really tapped into like the potential of the, we still really getting the hang of all this. So for us to kind of be here, we're not really trying to boast our own backs, but like we do gotta give ourselves a pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? We came a long way. There's much further to go.
Bro, we really have to accredit Juwan Ravenel McClan because he's
Hold on.
Wow,
Because all I did was make the logins.
Bro, Juan, you really gave us the formula for like how to like increase our following on Instagram because you yourself are pretty Instagram and Twitter famous. If I do have to say, we have to get our Twitter up a little bit, but Instagram is like.
Yeah, I learned that I got to go back to your brother, the Solomon Law Firm. Yeah, Q, I believe. Yeah, they helped me a lot with learning a lot about that stuff. So I was just trying to bring it back.
Jeez.
I just want to ask, like, how did you actually get to the platform or like get to the reach that you're at on your social media? Like, what have you been doing? Don't give out too much free lunch, but like, what has been like one thing that's been working for you to get to your following?
Oh Lord, I might not have no freelance for years. Let me. I don't know.
Just be likable.
Right, I just be talking. Just be talking, really. Talking, people talk back, and I just keep talking, I guess. My brother like that, too.
Like what?
All right. I see we want to be modest.
I mean,
I don't know what he was talking. I didn't hear what you said, honestly. What did you say?
I was like, you like that, too, on Twitter. My brother only thing is he don't be on Twitter as much as me. That's probably why.
that's honestly true because Sean will like literally not be on Twitter for like 2 months and then he'll probably post
and then
something.
come out of nowhere, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I be on Twitter, but I just don't tweet as much. My brother be tweeting. Like, he have a viral tweet like every time I get on Twitter, so I don't really need to get on that.
But Juan his timing be like almost impeccable. He'll talk about something as soon as it happened and then it'll go viral. So
Yeah.
that's secret Juan timing.
I guess so. I just be seeing them. Like, let me say something.
Sheesh.
That's hard. But yeah, to commemorate the new rebrand, like Rashawn said, we hit like 800 not too long ago. I feel like we need to do because we're at 842 right now. If you're looking at it like live and in person, I don't know when this episode gonna drop, but right now when we're recording it, we're at 842.
842.
And where we're from, Florence is a part of the greatest area code in South Carolina, 843.
Stand
The
up.
only one that matter, really.
Don't at me. No debate.
Talk that talk.
Hey, so whoever's gonna be that 843rd follower, might have to put a little something in your pocket.
Definitely.
I might send them $2.
Jeez.
I might see you $8.43 if you're lucky.
No cap. You said
I might send them, Sean. I might send them 52 cents for Highway 52.
Sheesh. Highway 52.
They don't know nothing about that.
They don't know nothing about that for real.
Definitely not.
Kind of like, do the rebrand. Like, it's really not nothing like new we've been doing, but we had, like I said, we had the podcast going on since last March. We had came up on the 1 year anniversary on the 22nd of March, and like Sean said, we had the Instagram since May. So I feel like it's been kind of like long overdue. We changed the description on our podcast as well, a little bit more inclusive to. Oh shit, we just got the 843rd follower live on the podcast.
Jeez.
Live right here.
That's solid. We might have to shout him out on the pod.
Nah, for real. Who this is right here? This is
Tone Malone.
Tone Malone 37. Started following.
Tone Malone.
Hey, Tone Malone, if you listening, we'll have to tap in with you.
Facts.
The 843rd follower, my boy.
Appreciate you to the utmost and highest respect. Sheesh. We just decided to do this rebranding because, we had a podcast longer than we had a social media. So, just a little rebranding, nothing new change, just trying to, new face, new names, but, the same content. Along with what's going on in the world, the vaccine, I know that's like one of the big things going on in the world right now. I know our good brother, Juwan McClam, has been vaccinated as of recently. Juwan, how you living?
Sheesh.
I mean, the J&J been kind of beating me down. So if y'all getting that, don't get that. Get the other two.
I heard J&J, they was in the news they had to stop making vaccine production or something.
They stopped giving it back, but that's what a lot of schools gave out because there's only one dose, so it's easy for them to give out to a bunch of people in mass. So I think that's why LSU gave it to us, but don't get that one, y'all. Don't get that.
Okay. I'm not really savvy in like the medical field. So y'all just help me out if I'm wrong here. So basically, when they're giving you the shot to vaccinate you for COVID-19, correct?
Correct.
So how do you already know what is going to combat it already? Like, is that the reason why it's being recalled because it's just not working, or what's the reason it's being recalled?
They all give side effects, but I think the Johnson & Johnson gave 6 people blood clots, and I think a few people died from the blood clots, which is what? They didn't really plan for that. They only planned for regular side effects like fever or like the COVID symptoms, which is I had some of the COVID symptoms, but I had no. Well, I don't know. I hope I ain't got no blood clots, but
blood clots
they didn't.
More than the side effect.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why they stopped giving it out.
Jeez.
So I'm just confused because Johnson & Johnson has had a history of putting out illegitimate products. Cause I think wasn't their baby powder had cancerous ingredients in it or something like that.
Yeah, I saw them talk about that.
They didn't just stick to baby lotion. Ain't their baby lotion good? Their baby lotion fire, right?
If they can't make baby powder, how can they make baby lotion?
Okay, Johnson & Johnson they make a bunch of things, right?
Right.
Okay. I didn't, cause I thought
y'all use Johnson & Johnson products?
Definitely not.
I feel like my mama used to use it, so that's when I got it. I was like, well, I know what Johnson & Johnson is, but Lord.
But I've never heard of Johnson. I never heard of a lotion company making a vaccine, so that's why I never
Right. That's like Kellogg making a toothbrush or something.
So I just feel like Johnson & Johnson, they just need to stick to what they're good at. If they're good at that, man, vaccines is obviously not what they're good at.
And the Johnson & Johnson vaccine only 60%.
Only 60% effective?
60% what?
Yeah, whereas the other two are I think in the 90s.
And that's Moderna and Pfizer, right?
Yeah, but those.
So why are they giving out the one with the low percentage? That doesn't make any sense.
Because it's only one shot. That's why I said it's cheaper for people schools to buy it in mass. LSU knew we're gonna give out Johnson Johnson because we only gotta give the students one shot one time. Whereas scheduling all the students and give them 2 times. I think it's just a business thing, to be honest, with Johnson & Johnson.
So they're taking a business approach to life. People are dying off of this, and they're gonna choose the one that's 67%.
That's why they sitting in the office now confused with the people with blood clots.
Okay, I just put it up. It said Johnson & Johnson is a multinational corporation founded in 1886 that develops medical devices, pharmaceuticals, and consumer packaged goods. So the boy, somebody's supposed to know what they're doing, right?
So where's vaccines at in that stuff that they make? They just started doing that, or they always been doing that?
I couldn't tell you.
Because I don't remember Johnson ever making a vaccine before COVID came. So I don't know.
If we must get vaccinated, which ones do we need to take?
The one that starts with a P.
Definitely, but right, the P and M.
Pfizer.
Pfizer and Moderna, right?
Gotcha.
If it start with a J, jump out of line.
Jeez.
Are you considering getting the vaccine? Like, what's your stance on the vaccine, Eric?
No, I would definitely take it. I'll probably get the one that starts with a P. But I guess I'm just not in a rush because, to my knowledge, I don't think it's free. So
It's free. Well, you can get it free some places.
I need to find those places first, and then I'll go from there.
I don't know if I'm gonna get vaccinated or not. We supposed to do this? Like, what is like?
I know that to travel overseas, like go to another country, I feel like I think you have to be vaccinated to travel overseas.
Yeah, I'm not traveling nowhere. The way this corona going on, not right now anyway. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know if I'm gonna get vaccinated or not. Like I don't know.
I think you should. The only reason is because
What's
there's so much.
your holdout?
Yeah.
You said what?
What's your holdout? What's causing you to not want to take it?
I mean, this whole time I haven't had. I mean, knock on wood, of course. I mean, I haven't had like no corona scares or nothing. So I mean, I know a lot of people that's getting vaccinated already had corona too. So that's why I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm confused. Like, so I don't know. I'm like, do I need to stay away from it? I bet as soon as I get vaccinated, I'm gonna get sick. Watch.
Well, that's the thing they're not telling you, because a lot of people think that once they get vaccinated that you're like good, like you're immune. But like I heard that 4 days after you get vaccinated, that's when your immune system's like the weakest. So like you go out there and get vaccinated, think you're invincible, and your immune system is compromised, and that's when you get COVID. From my knowledge, from what I've been doing my research on.
Gotcha. Sound like something I don't need to do.
Well, I just know typically when it comes to like most vaccines and whatnot, like for example, the flu shots and stuff like that, like what they're doing is putting some sort of the elements into it with some of the antibodies, and they're supposed to be fighting it off within your body. So that whole process, that 4 days after with you being weak, that's just your body fighting it, and that way it can permanently get over it. But no, I could definitely understand the fear and hesitation, because the goal of me taking the vaccine is to not be sick. I don't want to be sick 4 days after, even after I took the cure. It's just honestly a strange time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like with all different vaccines like being called back and stuff, I can see why people wouldn't want to get it. Cause I would like, but now I'm seeing like 70 million people don't got vaccinated, and I mean, not that many people die from the vaccine. I gotta research it, but I mean, that's the reason I got it. Once I saw like 70 million people already got it, I was like, okay, I can go and get it. And I know like we're gonna be traveling. I gotta travel to come home at least. So I feel like for me, I just wanted to go ahead and get vaccinated. But also, I don't know how true it is, but the news be saying like how the virus starting to adapt and like change and mutate. So I'm like, man, if I'm not vaccinated for the first part of it and it adapt to like something else, I'm gonna be really done for. So I was like, let me just go and get covered for the first part, just in case COVID like rebrand and come back out and start killing us.
Rebrand.
Jeez.
Rebrand like what today?
This is the 19th strand of COVID, so I mean
exactly. So that's why I was like, it's coming.
Well, with that logic, like if it's gonna mutate, won't you have to get the vaccine that will fight off that mutated vaccine? So like you're just gonna have to keep getting vaccines for like the mutated coronavirus. Right?
Exactly.
You shouldn't, because it's just building off of COVID itself.
The one,
so
yeah.
You get vaccinated, that should cover it from the baseline. Now, as far as if it keeps rebranding like how Juan says, you should be covered if you get the vaccine. Now, if it turns into a whole different sort of disease, then I think we might as well just go ahead and start praying and make sure we all got a good relationship with the Lord. We barely were able to maintain this.
Y'all should be already doing that. Y'all need to wait till the COVID-20 comes.
Yeah, I'm just saying that for the people that haven't done it yet.
You're right.
Time to start.
Definitely got a little time.
Okay, well, heard it from Easy E himself. If you haven't been vaccinated yet, go and get vaccinated.
And if you don't, you better go ahead and get right.
Facts.
A lot they be saying we ain't hearing about polio or nothing. Them diseases that were killing people back in the day. We don't hear about that no more. So
Polio, Ebola, H1N1.
Didn't somebody just have the mumps? I just saw that on the news the other day. Somebody had the mumps, bro. That us.
Bruh. Oh my God, bro! I thought, bro, the last time I heard about the mumps, bro, was that everybody hits Chris episode. He went to play that game with Chris, kiss the bottle. And he came back to his house and he had the mumps or whatever. That was the last time.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh man! But changing topics, we can't ignore the fact that we lost a living legend, rap legend, a great guy in the community, DMX.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Man, when I heard that he passed away, I was more upset with the fact that people were trying to be the first to report that he was dead, and he wasn't even, he didn't pass away yet. So this kind of like hurt me deeply over the fact that I feel like the media was taking advantage of the fact that he was in this state and that they just want to be the first to report it, but they didn't know the actual condition. Because I think his lawyer, his family were like going back and forth saying that, I think he was like in grave condition, for a while, and then they said he took him off life support, and then they said that he was doing better, and then his lawyer came out and said no, he's in the same exact condition that he's been in since he got to the hospital. So it was just a very confusing time. All in all, like I feel like the whole world has been mourning the passing of DMX. How y'all both been taking it?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just been seeing it, especially seeing like how it happened, like the overdose thing.
Yeah.
It's just really it's just a real sad situation. I pray for the family, but I don't know, bro. DMX was a legend. Like that's nothing we all can say. I don't know if y'all heard his last. He was on a podcast a few months ago. A clip was surfaced like the day he died, and he was like, "If I drop dead today, I know that I lived a good life." I don't know if y'all seen that or not. But so seeing that, now I know that was some reassurance. But I don't know. You just never want to see a legend, especially like that touched so many people.
Yeah.
Like go in that way. But it's God's time, I guess.
Yeah.
I know with that, I think you were mentioning like the reportings and nobody really had the correct information. Very reminiscent of the situation that was revolving around Kobe Bryant and that whole incident. And the same culprits were behind it, TMZ. They're always going to be the first one to say something, but you got to make sure what you're saying is worth listening to. As you can see in that instance, they really just kind of butchered that situation and just made it more on edge than what it really should have been. As far as DMX's legacy, I feel like a lot of people don't know he dropped 2 projects in his first year out, and they both went platinum. DMX is the only person to do that, and in hip hop, he came into the scene right after the death of Tupac and Biggie, and he really kind of filled those shoes and kind of helped carry rap into this new age that we kind of have now. Maybe not to this exact age, but he definitely ushered in and kind of carried the torch. What do you guys think about that?
I feel like he definitely carried the torch as far as like, what you said, Tupac passing, the whole, I guess, pioneers of rap, or would you call him? But I feel like he came in and did it in his own way. I know you mentioned that, his first 2 albums went platinum. And if I'm correct, he's the only other rapper except for Kendrick Lamar to win a Pulitzer Award too. Like an award that was dedicated to, poetry. He won that award for. And it just kind of amazed me because, I mean, we all know DMX. Like, he's always been somebody that people heard about. Like he's got his top songs, like, Where the Hood At, Where My Dog's At. Well, I don't even know that's the name of the actual song, but like we all know the song I'm talking about. But he also was like a very lyrical rapper as well. Like he had a song where he was talking about the passing of his grandma and like how he was still affected by that. And a lot of people like talk about like his mannerisms, like his effect on the community. I think there was one story where he said that he went to like a Waffle House or like some restaurant and he saw like somebody was like, cleaning up like late at night, like them working all day. And he said he offered like to sweep up the floor for them or whatnot. And just like Sean was saying, like some of the last thing he said in regards to that, like, picking up that worker shift at the Waffle House, he said that when I get to the point where I can't like help somebody else, I can't sweep the floor, that's what I feel. So he was a real like genuine guy beyond the music. But as far as like the legacy of hip hop, like he was definitely like one of those like notable names in hip hop that like when you talk about like hip hop like back in the day and like people that carried it, like DMX has to be in that conversation. It just in my opinion.
Yeah, I also want to touch on a little bit what Eric was saying too. Like not only musically, but at that time in the '90s, you were seeing a lot of other rappers really convert to trying to get in like a lot more on camera roles or movies or like a reality TV show or whatever. And I really feel like DMX really he was one of those rappers that really took acting serious.
Yeah.
Like going back and watching Belly, like the day he died, I went back and watched Belly, me and the homies, and I was like, bro, first of all, that movie right there is just that movie don't get the credit it deserves.
My dad said that was one of the best black movies.
Bro, that movie is amazing for real. But
I can't remember what happened, but I know it was like around.
Bro, that joint is too good. But DMX, you could just tell like he took his craft serious, whatever it was at that moment.
Yeah.
Whether it was music or whether it was acting.
He was 100%.
Like you could tell he was 100%, and that not just that movie, but I think he had his own reality TV show like in the early 2000s too. Like you can tell he was talented, bro, from top to bottom.
Q, I know when we were talking the other day, we were talking about one thing I like to do is just basically seeing like who's taking over this role, and I think you said that Travis Scott might be taking up what DMX might have done. I think you might be able to say it more accurately. But can you give us your take on that?
Yeah. The only reason I was kind of comparing, not, in the like 100% like the music fact, like, because they obviously like two different people, they made their own music and whatnot, and like in different lanes. But as far as like, like their personalities, like, because DMX was like a pretty random individual, like, and I just want to touch on this before I get into that area. Like, I really love the fact that when DMX passed, everybody had a story about DMX, like whether it was like him, like having a conversation with him or like meeting him for the first time. I remember, I'm pretty sure y'all saw that Cat Williams stand up when he said that he met DMX for the first time. They was in a restaurant and he said he was talking to the waiter. He was like, "Hey, you bitch, can I get a glass of water?" Bro, but it was just examples like that. Like everybody had a funny or good story about the personality of DMX. And I think it just goes beyond like, the characteristics or like even like the music. But back to what I was making a point of, like, I was just like probably try to tie it into like his character. Like he's just that random person that, you really never know what you're gonna get out of him, I feel like. And also as far as like his concerts and whatnot, I feel like they have like similar concert styles because, before like Little Uzi, Travis Scott, or like any of these like new age rappers were doing like the whole mosh pit thing. There was a video of I know a DMX performing at some concert. It was like 400,000 people, and like I saw like the whole mosh pit, like people was acting crazy and whatnot, and it was all like just geeked up after his music. And I kind of compared that to Travis Scott because we kind of get that. I kind of get that same feeling. Like it just reminded me of Travis Scott. Like the only person I can remember that reminded me of that instance was Travis Scott. Just him being like the random person he was, and like I really don't have any like other person I can compare DMX to, but I feel like at the end of the day you can't compare him to nobody because DMX was DMX in his own sense. But if I was to say like this reminds me of somebody, it would be Travis Scott as of right now. That's not like going to be a popular opinion. That's not something I'm willing to die for. It's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to like back and defend it. It's just something I was just thinking about.
The concert you're referring to, I'm pretty sure you're talking about Woodstock in 1999.
Yeah.
Bro, that joint was like a football field. It was like, bro, it was just so many people.
Yeah.
And it was
Bro, they said he sold out the world.
I believe it.
Bro, he dropped the album with just the songs that he performed live at that festival. He dropped the album of all the songs he performed live at that festival.
Sheesh.
Definitely. That joint was epic, bro, for real.
That's crazy. I think what's really sad is that we all know DMX was like, he was battling drug addiction. I saw one interview where he was saying that the reason that he's been, addicted to drugs was because his mentor laced his weed when he at the age of 14. Like, it was somebody that he looked up to and whatnot. It was a pretty emotional like I think it was an interview or some kind of podcast interview or something like that. But basically DMX went into like the whole spiel about, he's been battling drug addiction since he was 14, and the reason was his mentor laces weed, at the age of 14 and whatnot. And it was pretty sad. But I think there's another lesson out of DMX passing is that no matter what circumstances that you've been through, or like no matter like, what you came across, or like what's happened to you, you can still be a good person at the end of the day. Like DMX was always the person to not like let his circumstances define him. He just woke up and chose to be a good person. And I feel like that kind of shows volume to like, what I can take away from it, like the stuff that I go through, the stuff that, come across my path, like that shouldn't determine how I may treat somebody. And I feel like, DMX was the embodiment of that. So the very sad passing, really sad to hear about the passing, Earl Simmons, Darkman X. But, we all know that, he will not be on this earth, anymore, but he'll still live on in our hearts and minds. Still his music will live on, like his characteristics, like his experiences that he's had with people will like live on in the hearts of everybody. So like I said again, rest in peace, DMX.
Oh, for sure.
Switching gears a little bit, what's been going on in the world? I feel like, outside of, the passings and whatnot, racism is still, for some reason, a topic in our day and age.
That's always.
There's been a couple racist incidents as of recently. I know them boys educate me on something in regards to the royal family or something like that in their racist.
Yeah, please let me know.
Yeah,
bruh. I mean, I don't know if y'all watched the Oprah interview, but Oprah interviewed. What's her name? I don't want to say her name wrong. What's her name?
Meghan Markle. I think that's her name. Let me check my sources again, but I'm pretty sure.
Check the sources.
She interviewed. Yeah, she interviewed the mother. And she basically was just telling them about like the concerns they had with the skin tone of their child, They talked about their security detail was stripped away. They talked about she just talked about a bunch of different things in the interview. But I don't know. I feel like I don't know why everybody's surprised if this is true, because this is all allegations right now.
Right.
I just don't feel like they would have the reason to lie.
Right.
That's just me. And if anything, the prince that done had security.
Prince Harry?
Yeah, he done had security for all of his life.
Right.
And now he just don't have security.
Right.
Which I understand he stepped away from the royal family and then moved. And I think they're in LA or something like that now. So
didn't Tyler Perry buy him a house out in LA or something?
Yeah, they're in LA now. So I can understand.
Tyler Perry bought them a house?
Bro, I heard Tyler Perry bought them a house after they separated from the royal family.
What?
Bro, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. All these allegations, I'm just saying, if anybody's surprised that the royal family is racist, that makes no sense. Isn't that like the most racist you can get? Seriously, like I don't know.
But you gotta think about it. Are we surprised that the royal family is racist?
That's what I'm saying.
Like they're colonizing.
Everybody was really just like shocked, and then like people was like, these are deadly accusations. Like I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought everybody knew they was racist, but I mean, I don't know.
I feel like in a time like this, I'm not surprised when nobody racist, really.
That's heavy. That's deep.
Bro, when you think about it, you have to be born into their family.
Yeah.
To have a certain birthright. Ain't that what?
That's like the epitome of racism.
Isn't that what white supremacists be saying? Like they be like, you born in, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's what Hitler stood on.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I don't know, bro. That's racist.
So the only question I have is that what nationality is Megan? Like, is it because like
I think she's black.
She's black?
I think so. I don't know.
Oh, I think she's black, bro.
Bro, she's definitely black.
Megan is
She has a black mother. Absolutely. I think.
Eric, you know about this. What's the truth?
Bro, she's definitely black. I can find out where she's from. She was born in L.A., but she's definitely black.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why they had concerns about the skin tone of the baby? That's so sad. Before the baby was even born.
I was looking at something. It was like that they used to like call her names and like mistreat her and whatnot, and it's just a weird scenario. And I also was trying to figure out like, was Oprah the only person that could have done this interview? Because Oprah has had some run-ins with like some bad interviews. Like she hasn't really been the person to really conduct this interview. So like, why was Oprah the first person they called on to do this interview?
I don't think they called Oprah. I think Oprah just did it. You know, Oprah got her own network.
Oh yeah, Oprah Winfrey Network.
Oprah said, I don't need y'all to do nothing.
She said, let's do it, I'll do it.
Back to what Sean was saying, like I didn't see the interview that was happening, between Oprah and the royal family, but I saw more of the memes and like the videos that came out of it. Oprah was like interacting, so I don't know. I'm just not having been in tune with it, but I really don't. I'm not gonna say I don't care about the royal family, but like Juan was saying, like I watch American news first before I watch like out of country news.
But you think about it, I feel like part of America really cares about like the royal. Cause you think about it, don't they be having them on TV and stuff when they be we're about to see the Queen and all that? Like,
yeah.
Why do we care about that?
I don't care about that.
Why do we care about that seriously, bro? Like, think about that, bro. Cause I don't really think they care about us.
You know they don't care about us. If they don't care about the baby mother of the prince, you know they don't care about us.
They definitely don't care about us.
But another funny thing is that like, do y'all think it's funny how there's still kings and queens in this day and age? Like, why do you still have kings and queens? Like, why is that still a thing?
You mean in terms of for them?
Well, just for anybody.
Well, sometimes people want to keep that heritage, so they're more like figureheads for their society. Some civilizations are just that simple. They ain't really made it to the point where, okay, we can all have a voice. Like, look at places like what was it, South Korea? No, North Korea. I'm sorry.
Make sure you get that right, because we don't want no bombers happening over
I'm about to say, they ain't got no king over there.
They got it's a dictatorship. He's basically operating the same way.
Worse than a king, isn't it? Well, I mean, they're basically the same thing.
But what do they really do? Like, what do these kings and queens do? Like, do they make like decisions? Because they still have a prime minister, and if I'm like correct, correct me if I'm wrong. A prime minister is the equivalent to what a president.
The president. Is. So the queen in England, I don't think she really has no political power. Seriously, I'm not trying to be funny.
But I'm saying, so like, if they don't hold any position of office other than being royal, like, what do they do?
Okay, so I think I just feel like they feel like they have like a birthright. Like in England, you know how we have the the House of Representatives and
America.
America. You know how we had the House of Reps and the Senate.
Yeah.
They have, I think they have like what is it?
Parliamentism or
No, it's like the House of Lords and the House of Commoners or something like that.
Okay, House of Lords.
Yeah, so I think it's like regular people are in the House of Commoners. Well, I could be wrong, so y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And the people that are born into the family are in the House of Lords.
Okay.
So I think that's how they like differentiate it.
Okay. Eric, is that right?
Yeah, as far as the parliament part, that's definitely right. I just know like they have a constitutional monarchy, so the queen does have some sort of power, but like she's more like ritualistic, internal matters, and the prime minister, that's the guy that we're meeting overseas and stuff like that. But as far as why they still got that, I don't know. It's pretty outdated, but it works for them. They didn't go through a year like we went through these last 4 years, so I mean we can't really complain as a nation.
Yeah, I mean Africa still got kings too. I think Africa still got like 3 kings.
I said Africa had kings before everybody else, technically.
I know. I'm talking about currently. Like I think it's still like 3 countries that operate with like the king system.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Didn't like somebody in the royal family pass not too long ago, like what, Prince Philip or something like that?
But Philip was about to die a long time ago though. He ain't look too good.
You said
he been looking bad for a few years. Yeah, he looked bad.
Philip looked like he looked like expired milk, just sitting there building up, and you know.
Bro, you got people from England listening.
Dylan was to tap in.
Somebody say he look like the Mucinex commercial.
Oh no.
Alright, bro. See, niggas going crazy.
I'm just telling y'all what people say. We didn't say that.
Wasn't he like 99 years old? So I'm not saying it was his time, but I don't see a whole lot of people living to see 99.
They live
longer than what a lot of people thought.
But don't they all be old? I feel like everybody was old except Princess Diana.
How old was Princess Diana?
I don't know.
Well, she died. So.
She was in her 20s, ain't
She
I can't remember how old she was. She probably was in her 40s, something like that.
Oh, okay. Sean had shared this in our group chat earlier today. He said that it was from we all know good brother, certified school psychologist, doctor of clinical psychology, author, pan-Africanist, and educator, Dr. Johnson.
Come on, talk to me.
He said, "I will not mourn for Prince Philip. I will mourn instead for the people and country destroyed by British imperialism."
Bro, I saw that. I was like, what is going on, bro?
Dr. Umar probably said victory.
Oh my God.
Definitely. He absolutely said that.
One more down.
Said we took a step in the right direction today.
That is hilarious. Not the passing of Prince Philip, but like, the whole like Dr. Umar Johnson thing. I don't never, celebrate anybody's death. I don't do that.
Definitely not.
But I kind of feel like,
Can't do that.
yeah. Didn't him and DMX pass at the same time? And Twitter can't never take nothing serious. I saw like memes about, people talking about how DMX passing was like more like showcase than Prince Philip's and
Oh, Prince Philip just died.
yes, bro.
Yeah,
oh, my God. I didn't even know that, seriously. Condolences.
No.
Condolences
Bro,
to the family.
He died 6 days ago.
I think we do have a following in the UK though, like for real. I think that's what one of our demographics reached.
I think you said like about 5%, something like that. Definitely.
But no, like I'm really curious to be educated more about, the UK political system. So like if there's anybody out in the UK that can educate me more on that, I'm all ears. I'm always willing to learn.
Hey, I ain't gonna cap. I kind of hit the pin on the head with that House of Commons and the House of Lords, ain't it?
Bro, they about to hit you up after this and be like, yo, you say you know something?
Hey, definitely.
You're giving out a little bit too much free lunch. They might be mad.
I feel like low-key at this time we got to kind of laugh at our pain, I feel like, because at the end of the day, we dealing with situations that last year we recorded I Can't Breathe, right?
Yeah.
We almost a year later and we still talking about the same thing.
Now it's I can't walk in my neighborhood.
Jeez.
Talk on it.
Listen.
Or I can't survive a regular traffic stop. Or I don't know the difference between a taser and a gun. That's the crazy.
I can't walk in my black neighborhood at this point because the Summit is a black neighborhood.
Yeah, well, go ahead. You done tapped into it. Talk to us.
Yeah, let's talk about that one first.
The summit has been in the news and not for the right reasons.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
Now look, we don't know. I don't know what happened before the video started. So let's go ahead and preface with that because a lot of people like something was going on.
Mm-hmm.
All we know is what we saw, which was the man, which is in the army, was basically telling the black boy to keep moving and asking them questions like, do you live in this neighborhood? Where you walking to? You need to go back. And then in the video, you hear the black boy ask the white boy, he was like, so where do y'all live? And him and his wife, that's none of your business. As they just asked him like 5 different questions. Like, how can y'all say that's none of your business, but y'all asking him thousands of questions?
Right.
And kind of
with
goes
with no mask on.
earlier.
And then for me, it's mostly, like I was telling my parents, the audacity for him to be like, I've never seen you before. As if only people that live in this neighborhood, it has to be seen by your 2 eyes.
Right. Talking about we're the community. I know everybody here. Like what?
And the summit is, if any of y'all who listen to this, if y'all not from Columbia, please go drive through the summit. The summit is huge.
Definitely.
So there's no way he know everybody face that live in the summit. There's no way.
Sure, I heard he got some new faces today and yesterday. Heard crowds of protesters pulled up to his spot, made his block hot.
Right. And he did not come outside. So like, where was the energy at when he was bullying that little African American boy? But when the people wanted to come out here and talk to him, like that man would stay in the house the whole time.
I don't know if y'all saw the video on Twitter. I don't know. Somebody just took it a little too far. It was a little black man outside. He was yelling. I was like, I just want to talk. I came out here to speak to you. I got COVID. I'm sick as hell, but this ain't right. I was just like, wait.
Yeah, I saw that.
He need to go back to the. He's doing nothing but harm right now. He's doing nothing but harm. Sir.
Right, and he was like 4 feet in front of the crowd, so he's on their driveway. The crowd's on the street, and then the dude, he ain't gonna come outside because he know better. But like, it was just like, okay, you didn't have to come outside and protest today. You could have had somebody sub in for you.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Now you about to have everybody sick.
Yeah, but back to the bigger picture, like it was just crazy, like that whole scenario went down, and I think initially, when they were like investigating it, I feel like that because everything that happened wasn't like recorded, because I believe he broke the gentleman's phone like after that video, like the only 2
he cracked it.
He cracked the phone, and I think when the police were initially investigating it, like they said they can only like charge him with like broken property or damaged property or something like that. So the whole idea of assault wasn't even in the conversation in the initial in investigation. But I think after it got traction, that's when people started raise questions. That's when they got in contact with law enforcement in Fort Jackson in Columbia, because that's where he works at, I believe. That's when they started doing further investigation. So, but it's just crazy how all that had to happen in order for us to get the justice that we deserve.
And I believe for me, it was just bad because I don't know how young the guy is, but he stayed calm for real. Like he stayed calm throughout the whole video. He was just like asking them questions. They asked him a question, he'll say something back or ask them a question, but he really never got loud. Even when a grown man in front of his wife can't control his temper, the little boy is still staying calm and stuff. I thought that was good. But in the video, you can see the man push him. So I don't see how they was leaving the assault part out when he literally pushed him like a minute into the video.
Yeah, you can't crop those out of the videos. I'm curious. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all got some ways that y'all would go about doing this, but like, what would y'all do if that was y'all in that situation? And it's your city too. So, what would y'all do?
Yeah, y'all can go ahead. Y'all can take this one before me.
What you about to say, Warren?
I was about to say that.
Oh, Harold's asking us what we do if we was in that situation.
I mean, God forbid I'm ever in a situation like that.
Right.
I feel like I would kind of, be similar to the gentleman's name was DeAndre. For people that want to know, like shout out to DeAndre for keeping his composure and at least being safe. And these situations happen on camera. Like we see that the outcome could be very different. No matter what it is. So in that situation, I feel like it was handled well. If I was put in that situation, I wouldn't even give him the time of day to have a conversation out of me, because at that point, you're harassing me, you're not. Trying to actually find out what I'm doing there. You're trying to just bully me and trying to I guess prove something that I really don't understand what you're trying to prove. But I just wouldn't have given him the time of day. I would have continued to do what I was doing, and hopefully somebody would have been recording it and seeing that he was harassing me if I was in that situation. But I mean, as we all know, violence really doesn't solve scenarios, especially because of the color of our skin. I just would have kept out of my own business, bro. I feel like that's the only way I could have put it. But in the heat of the moment, I really don't know. I just could say what I would have did, in hindsight. But in the heat of the moment, I would like to think I would do that. But, I don't know.
I would say I would want to do that too. But knowing me, if I'm in the neighborhood I grew up in and you losing your mind like this and you don't know me and you yelling that probably would just make me so mad. That's why I commend him so much for his composure, because that would probably, when he was just in his face, I'll show you this. You want to get me mad, I'll show you that. Don't talk to my wife, talk to me. He was just, the way he was talking to that boy.
Yeah, he was
really lost his mind, and he really, you really don't know people. That's the thing. He really, like how they say you had the right one. He really had the right one. Because if he had a crazy, like he could have had somebody crazy with a gun.
Yeah.
You good?
Just because you just got out of LA Fitness this morning and you high off your workout, you think you about to beat somebody up.
With them starter shorts on. You thought we didn't notice them starter shorts. I noticed them starter shorts, bro. We noticed that, bro. Come on.
I know where you shop at.
Definitely.
He must have thought he was still at boot camp, because that's why I told him. You're not at boot camp. You in the summit.
Juan, I'm glad you brought up like DeAndre's composure, because he's way like I don't know, bro. Like I don't know if I was in that situation. I'm not gonna say I don't know. I know for a fact the video would have went like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially he wasn't doing nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. The audacity sometimes is even surprising to me. So knowing me, I probably would have entertained it a little bit, being honest. But as soon as he would have shoved me or put his hands on me,
Yeah.
I feel like it's like all bets off the wall at that point. Like you put your hands on somebody, like and then he pushed him for no reason.
Yeah.
Ain't like he pushed him for a reason.
He was already walking away.
He just pushed him something. Don't talk to my wife. I said, bro. I definitely would. Yeah. Shout out to DeAndre though, bro. That was pretty solid.
Yeah, and I was glad to see that the city came out and supported. I definitely appreciated that. But then, you got on the other side of the country. I'm pretty sure you guys heard about the shootings. I think it happened in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, or Minneapolis. I can't remember too. Minneapolis. Yeah. And that was a situation where the officer thought she had the taser, then shot, but it was actually her gun. Was that the one?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You talking about Dante Wright? That's what you talking about. The young man that got.
That don't even make sense on the officer's account. Like, you a police officer, you supposed to know what you're doing, first of all. Second of all, if you make a mistake, just like in any other field, you have to suffer the consequences. You don't get excused because X, Y, and Z. Like, we got frontline workers and nurses and doctors. Shit, I even say a little construction worker out here. You know what I'm saying? They make a mistake, they pay for it. And I feel like police officers have been getting a little too exempt, a little too long.
Yeah, I've heard the times before, like officers mistakenly like mistaking their firearm for their taser. Like we've heard that excuse multiple times.
Yeah.
But I feel like at this point that it's time for that. That's not an excuse anymore, bro. That was never an excuse. That's really the reason why they have the taser on the opposite side.
Right.
Like your taser is not on your dominant. It's not on your dominant side. So that's where your taser is at, and your taser is way lighter than your weapon. They don't even feel the same, like in weight.
Yeah.
Like they don't feel the same. Like they don't even feel like the same object. So I just don't understand how. I guess I get adrenaline, heat of the moment. I understand that, but I don't know, bro. You know when you pulling your gun, and you know when you pulling your taser. She probably shot her taser probably 1,000 times being a police officer. She been on the force 20-something years.
Bro, she's 20-something years. The head of the police union or some kind of union or something like that. But you mistakenly grab a taser for a weapon.
That's what I'm saying. You know how many? And me and my brother was talking earlier, and he was like, "Bro, you know how many times police officers used to be tasing people when they used to have little camps and stuff. They used to always be tasing everybody. Like y'all know what a taser look like, and y'all know what it feels like, bro. Like be realistic here. Like you." Like, I don't know.
I'm not even gonna give him the pass about the adrenaline, because like, why was your adrenaline pumping if it was more of y'all than it was of him? Like, why were you in danger? Like, why did you feel danger?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just really a shame that this is still a repeated matter. I'm pretty sure y'all boys remember I Can't Breathe. We were frustrated. I don't know about y'all, but like, if there was ever a moment for it to tip and then things kind of changed, I really thought it would have happened then. But here we are, practically almost a year later. It's still repeating. So, you just kind of, what Biden's doing as far as as far as the stimulus and stuff like that. But like, I'm ready for like some real reform. Like, one, the student loans to be forgiven, and we do something about these police officers. The way they're just really handling these day-to-day interactions, they can really save a lot more lives what they're doing now.
Yeah, and speaking of Minneapolis, Minnesota, I believe the trial of George Floyd is supposed to be commencing soon.
Yeah, it's commencing right now.
It's commencing right now. And I think the officer that was charged of first-degree murder has decided to plead the fifth, not testify his own case, or something like that. So I don't know. What are y'all thoughts about this case? Because I feel like this is going to be this decision is really going to be a big decision. I feel like for the future of like our justice system, the future of like racial tensions, and really the future of America, in my opinion. So how y'all boys feeling like it's going to be swayed? Like, not what you want, but like how do you think realistically the decision is going to be made?
I would say realistically, if you look at a historical perspective, if you look at this case might be one of the most important in probably the last at least 20 years in terms of policing.
Yeah.
Well, we can go past 20 years because if you go from when there's three strikes law to the crack laws to policing now, like we saw policing went from like no nonsense to policing going crazy to now it's like we seeing the effects of that years later of like constantly people dying unarmed in police care.
Yeah.
And it really wouldn't be a argument if a lot of these other people that be committing these shootings and going around doing all this crazy stuff, they always be armed and they always get arrested. They always get arrested, bro. Like they get arrested or they down the scene.
Right.
And most of the time they down the scene, they kill themselves. So I'd be like, what's really going on here?
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, bro. Like what makes them get so scared when they see somebody like me, like in the car? I feel like I'll never understand that.
Yeah, I think that's probably an answer we're going to be searching for a long time, even when they got to answer in front of God himself. Like, they're going to have to be able to explain that. And I don't feel like they're really going to have an answer. Back to the case as far as this officer here, I'm really not surprised that he ended up pleading the fifth because the attorneys were going to destroy him because there's no way for him to say anything to justify what he did because his actions in the video alone are criminal worthy. Like, it's not even a matter of procedure because you obviously disregarded that when you extended that extra force on them and things of that nature. But I know one of the things I saw the attorneys for the officer, they were trying to criminalize one of the witnesses that they saw, a black man. They're trying to paint him as angry and guilty, and he's making all these assumptions about the officer as if he's an angry and guilty man, basically trying to discredit his character. But he held strong. And so I really feel like as far as longevity and the impact this case will have, I think firstly it depends on if it goes to the Supreme Court one. But I think this definitely will play a big factor on policing. At least that's my hope. Like, I think this is the closest we've seen to any sort of action as far as like civil injustice in our time of being alive. So I think this might really, I think this will really actually start the wave for change that we've been trying to see. Like, I think the protests and everything were nice, but we actually do have him on trial, and it's going through with the charges and stuff like that. So I think this could really be big.
Yeah, at the end of the day, everything if this case goes the way it's supposed to go, it's a step forward. But it's a lot more work to be done. And if this case doesn't go the way it's supposed to go, then we know, you know what I'm saying, where we still at.
Yeah.
And definitely more work to be done. Like that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah. I just hope, the justice system doesn't mess this one up. That's really all I can ask for. Like, just don't mess this one up. Do what's right. You know what's right. Like, there's really nothing else that needs to be investigated at this point. Like, it's plain to see that, this was a murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Like, I don't understand, like, why they're trying to dig up, like, his past, like, experience, his past, like, decisions and whatnot. Like, that has nothing to do with what happened, that day when the officer decided to use unlawful force, and George Floyd ended up, being the one that got the worst end of that deal. So, like I said, I just hope the justice system doesn't make a wrong decision because, if they want to see things move in the right direction, that man needs to have the consequences, happen. Like, he needs to face the consequences of action so people will know that this is not okay. Because I think this all ties into like people of that position, or I'm not going to even try to say a demographic, like, try to like say it's a white black thing, but people that have that privilege, they think they're untouchable. That's why they do the things they do. Like the man that did the thing at the summit, the reason he did that because he felt like he was in the right. He felt like there was nothing wrong that he's done, and that's what a lot of people, in these positions, these scenarios do. They do these things because they think they're in the right, or they think they're not going to get punished for what they're doing, even if they know it's wrong. So we need to remove that security blanket and that invincible coat that they're wearing, and make them understand, your actions have consequences to them. So we just need to get people to understand that this is not okay, and if you do something that's not okay, you should be punished for it. So I think it's going to set a precedent for that.
Hopefully,
man. And I think we should make this probably the last drop of the bad news, but we got to address the catch-22 with our boy down in Houston. You know, you guys smacked 22 times. I'm pretty sure you guys saw about Deshaun Watson. Like, what were y'all initial thoughts on that whenever it broke news?
Well, me and Sean talked about this on Out of Time podcast with Chris Lyles Jr. You know, shout out to Sportscast and everything they're doing over there.
For sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, we talked about this situation. You know, it's just crazy how all this happened to happen after he decided to leave the Houston Texans organization. Like, if this was a problem, from the beginning, it should have been addressed then. Like, it should not have been like kept under secret and brought back up, because Deshaun decided to leave the organization. But like I said, Sean can speak more about this. I just want the truth to come out, like whether he did it or whether he didn't do it. At the end of the day, sexual assault is not right to any degree, no matter who you are, no matter what your celebrity status is, no matter what you're doing. Like, sexual assault is not okay to like any degree. There's just a lot of information that I'm not, understand, that I don't know, and I feel like it's not always, being like broadcasted out for us to know. So I just want the truth to come out. Sean, what were your initial thoughts to it?
Yeah, probably initially I think I was just like a little confused because like what you said, let's just be realistic. If Deshaun Watson was happy with the Texans, if he was still on the team, blah blah blah, and these allegations came up, I just feel like the organization would have done everything in their power to protect Deshaun.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I believe. I just feel that they would have done that because that's their quarterback. That's their star.
Yeah.
That's the person they probably trying to protect the most. But now and if y'all don't know, Houston, we got a problem. They got some issues over there, bro. Like, for real. Like, J.J. Watt left. Like, they really got some issues behind closed doors that a lot of people don't really see.
Mm-hmm.
And something's going on there, and a lot of people are trying to leave. Yeah. Deshaun Watson was one of those. Like, we all know Deshaun Watson played at Clemson, never got in trouble, was in the league doing his thing. They take one of his best targets away.
DeAndre Hopkins.
And now Deshaun is the problem. And as soon as Deshaun wants to leave, now it's 25. What is it? 25 allegations?
It's definitely past 20 at this point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is crazy. And then I saw something that was like, some of the girls came back and said that it was consensual. They only spoke up because like, I was like, okay, like if that's what it is, if somebody really was sexually assaulted by Deshaun Watson, that takes away from that by other people that just jumping into it and just doing it just to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we want the truth to come out. Sexual assault is serious. Like, no matter if you're a football player or not, it don't even matter, bro. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. Like, a female or a male, no matter who it is, they shouldn't have to call the police for you to stop touching them the way they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be realistic. But like you said, bro, like, we just want the truth to come out. I think that's what everybody wants. But at the end of the day, I just don't want this to be just like them just trying to blackball another black quarterback out of the league. Because you know how they do when we protect the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, I don't know. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with y'all boys on that. I think my only thing is that you had 22 different massage therapists, or 25 or whatever. I like what's going on? Like, I don't think it takes all that, but I'm not living his life.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I'm saying, like, a lot of stuff is not making sense. Are all these victims being represented by the same lawyer or like by the same like law firm?
Yeah, that's
a majority of those that came forward, they're being represented by, I guess, one of the friends of the Houston Texans owner, but he's an attorney. But they're saying that relationship isn't playing a factor.
Yeah.
Even I'm okay. Putting that aside, though, you still got 25 separate incidents you got to deal with. So I mean, timing and all that aside, there's a larger question about what's going on here. And like our boys say, I really hope the truth comes about and proper, consequences follow for those individuals.
I just want the truth to come out with no bias. That's all I want. Like, if I just want to know the truth, then I'll judge it accordingly. But I just want the truth to come out with no bias, no like hidden agendas and anything like that. Because I just don't want the tilt just to be weighed any different way just because the color of somebody's skin, like the scenario that they're going through. Like, sexual assault is sexual assault, no matter if you're a football player or like wherever, like Sean said. So I just want the truth to come out with no bias. Like, right is right, is wrong is wrong. At the end of the day, it's black and white. There's no middle ground when it comes to that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Sean,
Q, I hope it's okay if I just say one more thing.
Go ahead.
What? Sean, what's going on with your boy?
Who?
Celtic legend.
What's his name again? I think he got dropped by Joe Johnson. I can't remember.
Oh, hey man, say man.
Sure, he got dropped by Joe Johnson and ESPN, ain't it?
Hey, listen. Hey, chill.
Two separate occasions. Two separate occasions.
Y'all gotta stop disrespecting Paul like he not the truth out here, bro. Come on now.
But can we really? All right. Even after Kobe calling him the truth, like rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant. Can we really say Paul Pierce is the truth after we found out the truth behind the wheelchair story?
Definitely. Definitely.
No, we can't.
This man for years.
Bro.
Look, I wouldn't respect the wheelchair story if he came out and he wasn't balling. He came out and won the game, so we had to tip our cap to him.
Bro, I want to just point out the fact that we was really invested in basketball like it was a movie, bro. Because this man really took a fall, went into the tunnel. People videotaping him leaned over and whatnot.
Definitely.
This man came out the tunnel with his arms up like he's about to win a damn championship or whatever.
Bro.
And he came in and like Sean said, he balled out. That's not weird to y'all. That
was one of the greatest moments of my life.
Paul Pierce over there pretending.
That was amazing, bro. Bro, y'all gotta go back and watch that game, bro. Like you gotta see how like anticlimactic it was. Like they were, bro. Like he was really looked like he was done. Like not like out for the season. I mean done playing basketball. Period. He was making it seem like he was.
Oh, bro. We should have known that, okay, Paul Pierce might be capping, because ain't no way you took a fall like that, leave out the wheelchair, and come running out and then play basketball. So, bro, we were kind of blind to that fact, bro. But, aside from, that wheelchair story, Paul Pierce really has to wild, as a Whitley, though. We really need to, check on his mental, because right now I think he's going through a midlife crisis.
You think so? He might be going through something. I'm not putting that past him.
Bro, he was with ESPN for 2 or 3 years, and you just do that.
Well, let's go get people some context of what happened. So, what was he on live with some female workers?
Yeah, he was on live with. He was on live. What all was he doing on live though? He was just on live smoking and drinking, right?
Bro, I think he was getting a haircut too.
Yeah.
Bro, he was. That was a vibe. Bro, he was vibing, bro.
Bro, but I don't. But at a certain point, bro, when you reach a certain status, bro, I guess it's just some stuff that you can't do. You know what I mean? I feel like there's nothing wrong with him doing that, but doing it on live, I think that was the issue.
Bro, Paul Pierce is funny. As soon as I saw it, I was thinking, I was like, oh, I wonder what, Sports Center and NBA Tonight and what all that. I wonder what all them were thinking about this.
He won that work. That's all I know.
They say, ESPN has fired Paul Pierce. I was like, damn. You really hate to see that. But what do you think was going to happen, though?
He's going to go work next day, I guess.
He definitely ain't thought that.
So you think he planned this?
I'm not saying I think he planned it, but I'm just saying,
because he said on Twitter, he said, ha, 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 big things to come, or something like that. So that's what makes me think that he knew what was going to happen after he had that, situation, after that situation happened.
Yeah, I don't think he was caring about ESPN. He really wasn't caring, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. But he was like, yeah, shake that, hey. I was like, what's going on?
He was telling somebody to pull up, and he was saying Mariah, somebody pull up. He said, I miss you or something like that.
Yeah, Paul might be going through a little something. We might have to get KG to check up on him.
Shout out KG. Hey KG, if you haven't listened to South Carolina playlist, bro, you're pretty well featured on there. So if anybody knows any connections to Kevin Garnett, put us in, tap us in.
I know some of y'all from Malden. Somebody listening to this podcast right now is from Malden. And I need you to find out we can get in contact with KG. That's what you can do for me.
Facts.
Appreciate you.
But another celebrity that's been in recent news is Usher Raymond has been passing out, some currency that Ushbucks. I don't think a lot of people are liking the idea behind Ushbucks. I really don't this is another scenario I don't think the whole truth is being told. I really don't think Usher went to a strip club and just handed out these Ushbucks and just left the strip club just empty-handed. I feel like it was a joke, and I feel like people were just taking it too serious because I feel like he had Ushbucks for a music video or something like that was told in a suitcase, and he went to the strip club and passed them out to the strippers or whatnot. But I feel like Usher Raymond is at an age right now we're not going to do anything dumb like that and that he can get off on it. I honestly found more humor out of it than I was upset. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but I think it's funny.
Why is Usher still shooting music videos?
Bro, Usher's like an R.
Usher still make decent music.
Yeah.
He make decent music to be in the strip club?
No, Usher was just in the strip club, but he had that the Ushbucks because he was trying to promote something that I guess he bought a little area and that's what they were using as currency. So he was trying to be funny, but he said his people said that he threw out real money too. But if I was a stripper, I don't want to see Ushbucks.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we're not getting the whole story. And, like, people, I was having a conversation with this with someone who's like, how dare he go into the strip club? Like, those girls are in there working hard and whatnot for him. I was like, do you think that, but they was trying to make it sound like every stripper in that club was affected by it. Like, I'm pretty sure that he wasn't throwing all the money at the strippers. I'm pretty sure that, one, girl that I guess was, getting the Ushbucks thrown at her was, the bottom of the barrel of the joke. And, she was just one that got affected by it. But, like, the whole strip club should not be releasing a statement about Usher Raymond.
I'm sure Usher took care of that girl.
Yeah.
She probably gave her something nice. It's Usher. I mean, they be having weirdos in there that they have to kick out for not throwing enough money. So I'm sure.
Yeah, but they at least they got real money, though. Like, can you imagine someone sliding the Ushbucks in the side of your bra? This ain't real money. Like, you can't do nothing with
It's Usher. He probably gave her a couple of bands after.
If I see Usher in the strip club, I'll be like, what is going on? First of all, if I see Usher in the strip club, how old is Usher?
First of all, are you at the right strip club?
Yeah, no cap. If I see Usher in the strip club, I must be at the right point.
Bro, you must be one in Atlanta, no cap.
Bro, Usher got to be about 60.
Bro, Usher Raymond's not 60, bro.
Nah, he probably like 40.
Robert is 60, but I don't think Usher's 60.
Yeah, we ain't even get on Robert. We ain't gonna even touch on that nigga.
Come on, Q.
I was just saying, bro. I thought Shaw had it confused. He might have had it mixed up. I just want to clarify.
Definitely.
Oh man, we already like an 8 hour and about 8 minutes of the podcast.
Oh yeah, we vibe.
Sheesh. It's really been, good to talk about, recent events. I feel like, we've been doing the Broken Records so much, and the last podcast we dropped, with Eric's LB, Penny, Mark My Words, it was good to get back in touch. We appreciate y'all listening to this one. Like I said, it's the first one since the rebrand. We hit 844 followers, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully that reflects that hopefully it doesn't reflect. Hopefully y'all following the page more between, this recording when we drop it. So make sure to still stay in tune with everything Way to 8. We have a lot of big things coming up. Like Sean's always said, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Definitely, right now.
While you're on your laptop listening, while you're on your phone listening, or in your car, go and subscribe to it right now. It's not hard. Just type in Weight of the 8 on YouTube. It's pretty common now. So like there should be like no other affiliations or any other like miscued things. So Way to 8, YouTube, subscribe, any other platform that you're on. We're on Listen Notes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, of course, Spotify, Pandora. So there's really no excuse now. So make sure you stay in touch with everything Way to 8. Listen to some South Carolina artist music that has been dropping lately. I know Sean Skrilla dropped today, if I'm not mistaken.
So
who else dropped that was in recent? I know some Columbia artists have dropped as well. Let me go look real quick. Because that's what we're all about, Way to 8, the 8 being all the area codes. Sean Skrilla dropped, Junior Churchill dropped as well.
Little EP.
Slime Dev. Well, Slim Dev.
Slim Dev. He dropped a little EP. There's a lot of EPs dropping. I see a lot of EPs dropping lately. I see what they got going on.
Trap Star Moolah dropped as well. So like, listen to all those South Carolina artists that's been dropping. Support the state. Like we always said, it's kind of a shame if you know about all these other rappers that's dropping music. Well, rappers, artists, that's dropping music, out of the, country, out in all LA and whatnot. You don't even know people that's dropping music within your own state. So make sure you're staying with everything, South Carolina. And a good way to do that is by listening to the Way to 8. So if you want to get put on to some good South Carolina stuff or some good South Carolina content, make sure you stay in tune with Way to 8. But that's all I got to say. This is your boy Marquise Q signing out.
Hey, man, like you said, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, or if y'all know or not, but we definitely know. I don't think nobody has subscribed since the last time I actually said that. So I'm really about to make an emphasis on. I'm about to start hitting everybody individually to see if y'all subscribe, because I don't know. Look, when it's too late, then y'all be like, I see why he was saying to subscribe. But hey, like you said, man, y'all tap in. If you haven't listened to the playlist yet, run that back real quick. But other than that, it's your boy Ray Rashawn. Y'all boys holding the road.
For me, switching to the sports right quick, shout out to the women. Since our last podcast, they went to the Final Four. And then on the men's side, I don't know if y'all saw, but Frank Martin reeled in 3 recruits, all from South Carolina, so that's dope. So hopefully we'll see a turnaround in that program. But that's it for me, Juwan, signing out.
Yes, sir.
And it's your boy Easy E. I want to thank the fellas again. Always great to fellowship with y'all. Love these episodes. For the audience, make sure y'all tap into that 3200. When y'all see it, you don't want to miss out. So consider that your little piece of free lunch for today. Hold on to it when y'all see it. Make sure y'all tap in. But it's your boy Easy, and y'all have a good one.